All right, let's talk about Jordan Love, who had a very bizarre game with the Packers against the Rams. I'm going to be honest, I think Love just needs to play better, quite frankly, and we'll get into it. There was some good in this game as well, but there's a lot of issues that I think he just has to iron out if this Packers team is going to be more than just like a, good team. If they want to be a championship contending team, I think he's going to have to cut out, especially the mistakes like this one, which was one that obviously got a lot of attention. Let's break it down real quick. So, starts off with a screwed up blocking assignment. The guard, tackle, and halfback are the three players blocking towards the offensive left. There are three players blitzing in that direction. But when it begins, the tackle was kind of a bit too late in getting over there. Because of this, a Rams player gets straight to Love, which just kind of can't happen on a 3rd down and 12 when you're at your own 7-yard line. Your quarterback's going to be in their own end zone. It's something you got to make sure you iron out. For some reason, this Rams player doesn't wrap up Jordan Love and just kind of bumps him. So in a weird way, I don't know why he did that, but Love does have a decision to make. He could just take the safety, or he could try to throw the ball away. That's what he's going to try and do. But the throw it goes right to a Rams player who is able to get into the end zone for a touchdown. A safety wouldn't have been the end of the world there. Giving up the 7 definitely hurts. Definitely not ideal. And honestly, so this play, he was getting a lot of credit for, and it's a physically impressive play, standing on his own 35-yard line. You look down the field, though, there are Rams players in every direction around Jaden Reed right here. It's one of those throws that, again, I get that it's fun to say, well, it worked out, so it's a great play. This isn't a smart decision by Love. It just isn't. What happened was Love just misread the coverage, didn't see that there was a second defensive back there. However, when the ball gets down there, the defensive back plays this one horribly, doesn't read where the ball was, and because of that, it ends up being a great catch and a big conversion. Listen, again, the throw is physically impressive, getting the ball down there and hitting Reed in stride. Sure, all that stuff is good. This is still a bad decision. This is not one that he should have made, and more often than not, this is going to result in interceptions. Kind of got away with one. I think some people might be saying, well, wait a second, why are you being so hard on Jordan Love? The numbers were all right in this game. I mean, 15 for 26, 224 for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Nothing to write home about, but nothing horrible. Well, again, in my opinion, this play ended up being a big completion, but probably was not a great play, in my opinion, and probably should have been intercepted. And another play was this one, where this was another real positive play, and it's a good play, don't get me wrong. It's going to be a good scheme by LaFleur, having the 2 receivers to the offense's left run deep routes over the middle, try and clear stuff out for Tucker Kraft running an over the middle route. Jordan Love is going to take the snap right here. He eventually looks in that direction and fires, and again, runs the offense particularly well, but I think it's also fair to say this isn't the most difficult of plays here, right? Kraft ends up getting a 66-yard receiving touchdown there. And again, it's the kind of thing where box scores can be a bit misleading. Don't get me wrong, these are still good plays or at least this one is a good play for Jordan Love in my opinion. It's just kind of what I'm saying, though, is that sometimes the offense is working just with Love not having to do much, and it's part of why these issues can be frustrating. Because like this play, for example, what's going to happen is for the Rams, they're in a zone coverage, and you see the route on the screen, this out route just underneath the corner. Love takes a snap and does the first part of this play really well. Times this one exactly when you would, getting the ball down there right when this play is as open as possible. This part is good stuff from Love. However, as you see, he just whiffs on this throw. It's just off, and because of that, they're not able to gain anything. So yeah, again, it was a tough one because this was just a play that they had, and Love wasn't able to hit on it. This one was another one, this is just a bad play by Jordan Love, where what's going to happen is it's essentially just they're going to try to flip it to Reed once again, who's, the halfback's going to go out the block. I believe this is what's happening, is it's kind of a designed, almost like a screen pass right here. I don't know if this is like the number one option. It might just be an option you have if you don't like what you see down the field. But anyway, when Love takes the snap, he does start off looking down the field, but at this point, there is pressure. Love, who isn't looking towards the top of the screen, isn't looking towards those players I've shown earlier, might have to, try and figure something out. It's definitely a tough situation. I'm not saying it's an easy situation. Love does have to try and make something work. But here, I mean, he just, as getting hit, throws the ball backwards. That, Reed made sure that one went out of bounds, so they were able to maintain possession. But for one thing, it could have been a turnover had it taken a weird bounce, right? Football's an oddly shaped ball. That does happen. But also, it still costs you a lot of yards as the ball goes, 15 yards backwards. And then instead of a 3rd down and 7, which they would have had a chance to try and, get 7 points, they had to settle for a field goal. Listen, it all worked out in the end. But these are plays that he has to be better at. Because again, going over here, this scheme works. They can get guys open consistently. And you see this, where this is a zone coverage play. When things were working well, it usually was with stuff like this. The Packers are first going to have a receiver run this route, kind of try to clear out that middle of the field area. They then have a halfback who's going to just kind of follow him. That's the way this play is designed to work. You want to hit the halfback on the 2nd down and 3. Really, the goal is to pick up the 1st down. Love takes the snap. He's going to, read his play well, running the offense well, all of that good stuff. This is also wide open, right? I mean, it's really good stuff here by the Packers to be able to do this. Is once again Jaden Reed, who's all over this film study because he was all over the game. He's a really good player. Love hits him, again, really well executed by Green Bay. Good job by Love. And I think these are the plays you want to see more of. It's for Love, this offense kind of works if you just don't screw things up, right? Just run the offense and you'll be all right. I almost feel like sometimes he tries to do too much, and we just especially saw it last game when he was just bombing the ball down the field play after play against Minnesota. I think they're just doing this, being a little bit more relaxed, could be a good thing because when he does this, he puts up good numbers, and I mean that's when he was red hot last season. It was just doing a lot of this stuff. And again, going over here, he will give you the good plays as well, which is nice to see. Like this one where it's 3rd down and 12. It's man coverage, a cover 2 man by the Rams right here. Love is going to take the snap. There's going to be some pressure. He's going to try and get out of the pressure. At this point, a lot of quarterbacks would be in trouble right now, but Love has the athleticism to make things work. Watch, you're going to see him get outside this pressure, and he ends up picking up a 1st down on that one. You could maybe argue, is that the hit you want to take up 11 in the 4th quarter? But, hey, 11-point leads are not guaranteed with 10 minutes left. Just look at, the Arizona 49ers game, which I believe was 10 points with around that time left. So, sometimes you got to take a hit. It is what it is. Love is able to pick up the 1st down. Really good play, though, from him. So, again, it's all like a ratio, right? You're going to get the good schemed up plays because Matt LaFleur is awesome and this, there's a lot of good talented receivers on this team. Then there's kind of you're going to have some bad with Jordan Love, and you're going to have some of these types of plays, the positives, and you just want the ratio to be in the favor of more positives than negatives, and that's what was happening towards the end of last season, was you'd get the negative or 2, and then you get a bunch of positives. Here, it's just gone the other way. There's been some inconsistency so far, and again, I'm expecting the pendulum to swing the other way, but for Love, I mean, he's got to start doing a better job at not having these negatives and getting the positives. Because listen, it worked against a very injured Rams team, but I think even against Arizona, he's going to have to play a bit cleaner, and certainly against Houston, who they play the following week, he's going to have to play cleaner if they're going to win those games. That being said, he's absolutely capable of doing it. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.